Welcome to Showcase, brought to you by EY. I'm Arianne Alcorta, and we're starting the new decade with a revolutionary vision on healthcare. If you haven't heard already, you can now start ingesting Sensen capsules or smart pills that track your health and nutrition by using a mobile app. This is merely one example illustrating how the fast-paced transformations in data and technology are revamping wellness. Pamela Spence from EY will be elaborating on this. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I know that you have experience with companies who seek to reinvent wellness, and as a matter of fact, you will be serving as a keynote speaker in the next Future Health Basel conference during the next month. Am I right?
Yes, indeed. It's at the end of the month, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to attend. And I think, as you say, we're entering a new decade, but for me, we're entering an unprecedented era in healthcare. And with the explosion in data and technology, we've got the ability now to transform healthcare and deliver better health outcomes in ways that we've never had before. To not only manage and treat disease, but I would argue prevent and cure in a very individualized way rather than being treated as one of a larger population.
So does this mean that sooner rather than later we'll be able to do all this from the comfort of our homes?
I think some. Of course, there's still a great need for the incredible work that hospitals do. But what's really struck me now, though, with sensors, some inside you, some on you, and some around you, that there's an ability now for a physician, a trained healthcare professional, to actually monitor a consumer or a patient either in the hospital or in their own home. And I've seen examples now of hospitals without beds, but very sophisticated monitoring units. Again, that care is very individualised and personalised for the individual patient.
So can you give us some examples of these personalised products and services that combine consumer-generated and clinical data to improve the outcomes?
That's the beauty of it. You just mentioned consumer-generated and clinical data, because historically we've had a lot of the most data that's around our healthcare actually in hospitals. Now, with us generating our Fitbit trackers, how our individual body works, we can actually now have much more individualised care. And two examples. Hypertension, I mean, high blood pressure is a challenge for many around the world, but actually understanding with sensors, again, on the body and in the body, understanding how your body is working, dosages of medicine and treatment plans can be adjusted. Another good example is with COPD and asthma. Biopharma companies are now teaming up with weather companies. You wouldn't have seen those collaborations before, but why? Well, COPD and asthma is vastly affected by weather changes, so if you team up those different sorts of data, you can actually then predict and therefore prevent how a patient might respond to changes in weather. We've not seen those collaborations before, and again, it's all about combining and analysing and generating insights from different data sets.
So how do sensors and artificial intelligence technology add value to the stakeholders in the health industry?
I often encourage companies to really think through how are they and their business strategy really focused on unlocking that power of data to fuel innovation. And that, I think, is the key to success in the future. Because, of course, at the moment, there's approximately 2,000 exabytes, and an exabyte is 1 billion gigabyte, 2,000 exabytes of health data. But that is forecast to increase using all the sensors that I've mentioned and the artificial intelligence analysis that the sensor data can then be used for, to grow that data. So 2,000 exabytes is forecast to grow about 40% over the next 5 years, and that's incredible. Awful lot of data that can really be personalised for us as individuals, as long as the right data is obviously looked at. If you aren't really focused your business strategy on unlocking the power of data to fuel innovation, I would question whether there really is a sustainable place for you in the world of healthcare in the future.
Well, if this is how we're starting 2020, I can't even imagine what lies ahead in the upcoming decade.
Exciting times ahead of us.
Thank you so much, Pamela, for coming.
And thank you for having me.